Your talk has one compelling point. But that's not true. I'm the CFO of a major corporation. 10 units, each composed of 100 people, report to me. I've got to talk for 4 hours presenting my whole company. I don't have one point. I have 500 points. Putting aside the point that any talk longer than 20 minutes is trouble, Kuskin best practices number 8 is that your talk only has one compelling point. But how can that be? Maybe it's true. Maybe you are that CFO. The reason your talk only has one compelling point is because people can only take in so much information in oral delivery. Again, you could give your listeners, your audience, a laminate card. You could write them a letter. You could present them with the spreadsheet for them to study. You could do all this and go have a glass of wine on your own time. The point is, when you stand up to talk, you've got to establish the common denominator that dominates all of those separate points. You cannot hold 500 points or even 10 points as equal. You have to funnel them down to one compelling point, and you have to present that point at the beginning of your talk. And the reason you have to do it this way is because you have to focus your listeners at the end of your introduction on what you want them to walk away with. If you don't, they'll walk away with whatever they take and whatever they remember, and you've lost control of your presentation. So stop and think about that common denominator. If you are that CFO with many different points, take the time to focus, to weed through the points and find out which one, figure out in your mind which one is the important one. And let me tell you this, if you sit and think about it and you add up all those hundreds of points and you condense them down to one compelling point and you get up and in the first 4 minutes of your talk, you deliver that one compelling point to your audience and they get it, well, then you've done it. Then you've done it. The rest is downhill. If a cell phone goes off or if there's a fire alarm, you've delivered your one point and the audience knows it. You've pushed the boundaries, you've been creative, and you've accomplished your goal. For all you care, the talk is over, and you can comport yourself with that attitude because delivering the one compelling point at the end of the introduction is all you have to do. Now we can stand back a bit and look at the whole introduction. We can see that it's really a 3x3 grid. It starts with the salutation, which has the welcome, the place where you introduce yourself, and the acknowledgements. It moves on to the review of the structure, which simply covers the beginning, the middle, and the end. And then it hits the one compelling point, which in itself has the setup for the one compelling point. Then it says the point, and then it tells them why that point is important. That's the formula for the introduction.